guys, it's Janet again at the Empty Nest, and I'm going to show you today using Annie's floor lacquer to protect a canvas floor cloth. So you probably saw this already on Facebook. I painted this yesterday. I actually had painted it months ago, but didn't like the color and decided to change it up, so I just painted right over everything again. And again, that's the beauty of Annie's paint. You get so many second and third chances, it's crazy. So I decided to use Annie's new stencil line, and it's beautiful, very Nordic looking. This is the Arctic Poppy, and this is Tallulah. And the stencil is actually just a square, but you can kind of patchwork it any way you want, and I isolated some of the flowers and changed up some of the colors, and yeah, I just love it now. But I have to protect it. So this is done on canvas. I get my floor cloths, because people have been asking me. Let me flip this over. Tina can come in on that. Canvas Works floor cloths. This lady, Lisa, is out of Vermont, and for me, in my mind, she is one of the best floor cloth artists and designers in the country. I mean, people, the Smithsonian will probably call her when they want something historically correctly done for an exhibition or an antebellum home, anything like that. She's fabulous. Now, she makes all these in her Vermont studio. This is heavy, heavy-duty canvas, really thick and heavy. She sews all the hems. You can see it's sewn with a heavy-duty machine. The corners are all mitered. This rug is not going to flip up on you or curl. It's beautiful. We'll take you for a little tour around the shop. I've got some of these on the floor that we've been walking on in the shop for 3 years, and I had them in my home prior to that. Super, super durable. So let me flip this back. Okay. So I painted everything. I did a base coat of old white, and actually one coat of old white covered the English yellow that was underneath here. Then I redid the exterior. It was red and Florence, and I redid it in Provence, left the Florence and the white. This is Florence, and this is actually a mix of Empress silk and English yellow, and you get this great corally color. It's really, really pretty. So I was really happy with that. And then the leaves are Antibes. Very easy to do. I actually have a video on YouTube and on my Facebook page that shows you how to stencil and get nice. If you look, if Tina can come in close, and I'll get my shadow out of there. See how it's not all solid? It's a little darker in the center and lighter on the outside. And over here, there's lights and darks. That's what you want to go for when you stencil. Otherwise, it looks like a vinyl cutout, and that to me is pretty boring. So I like this look much better. Okay, so I've got to protect this, and I'm not going to wax it because I think that's going to make it too slippery. So Annie makes a floor lacquer. So this is what we're going to use. Comes in a tin now. Used to come in a little plastic tub. So if you see it like this at your stockist, it's the same stuff. So you're okay. Now it comes in a tin. This is water-based. It's for floors. It's for cement. If you are going to do your, a patio. It's not really recommended, or at least Annie has not recommended it for areas like high water, bathrooms, that type of room. But having said that, I do have to tell you that I know for a fact it stands up really well to water. Amy Chalmers from Maison Decor in Boston, she painted her cement floor in her shop and did a faux cobblestone look and used this, and the shop next to her flooded, and she came in one morning and there was, an inch or two of water that had sat there. They wet vac the water and the floor was perfect. And I was there in person and I saw it. It's absolutely beautiful. So it really held up well. So there's some conflicting reports on that. So anyway, it's very durable. It dries to a kind of a little matte sheen with just a little bit of a sheen to it, not much, but that's what's going to give it its strength. So how you're going to apply this is with a sponge roller. This one is high density foam smooth surface roller that I just get at a hardware store. So it just looks like that. It's a really nice, you don't want to use a roller that's got the real fluffy, like for walls. Going to hold too much, going to leave lots of dimples, not a good idea. The sponge works much better. So once you've got your product mixed, don't shake it, you'll get bubbles. Just kind of either set it upside down for a while and then just maybe do a soft motion like that. You don't want to shake it and get bubbles. So if you're doing a floor cloth, I'm going to want to start over here on my left, only because if I start over here, as I move over, guess what's going to be happening? I'm going to be dragging in it. So be mindful of that. And before you apply the lacquer, you want a super clean surface. So, I mean, this is clean, but there's dust and it's been sitting on the table overnight and, you know, the air conditioner's been running. So if you've got pets at home, you might have some pet hair. Get one of these sticky lint rollers and then just go over the whole thing. As clean as it looks, you'll be surprised what you pick up. And you don't want to shellac your cat or dog hair onto your carpet because it will be there forever. Of course, if you really love your dog or cat, that's probably not a problem. Just get all of that. Okay, and if you can get close and focus that in, Tina, see all that stuff I got on there? Yeah, all of that would be embedded in your lacquer, so you don't want that. Okay, so over here, I've just got some of the floor lacquer on a paper plate. I'm just going to get it coated. Okay, then I'm just going to come over here and just start rolling it on. You're going to do thin coats. It's important. It's kind of like waxing. Thin coats are better than thick coats. So one thin coat. And if you're doing a floor, and I'll do this with this also, I'll go in multiple directions. I won't just go in one line on the first and second coat. If I go in one direction like this, when I come back and do the second coat, I'll go this way to make sure I've not missed anything. So you just want to be sure you get all the surfaces. Let me stand up for this. It's pretty easy. Very slight aroma, you know, not bad at all. I know a lot of people have suggested using this on furniture. I've never done that. I can't imagine it would be a problem. Maybe just on the dresser top where you might have a lot of use. It probably would be okay. I don't know. I'm a wax girl through and through, so I just prefer the feel of wax. See how easy this is? It doesn't take long at all. Nice thin coat. Now if you're doing a floor, the edges, you're going to want to cut in with a brush. So you can cut in the edges with a brush on your floor. And don't overwork it too much. Just make sure you get an even coat and then move on to the next section. Now if you're doing floors, again, you want 24 hours between coats. Just like this floor cloth, I'm going to do this one coat and then I'll come back tomorrow and do a second coat. And then I want to wait 24 hours at least before I actually start walking on this. You kind of want all this to dry well and to cure. Curing time is so important. We explain it in the shop kind of like getting a manicure. You can leave the nail salon and your nails feel nice and dry, but they're not cured all the way through. You could, if it's wintertime, you can put on a glove and ruin your manicure because it's not cured all the way through. Same thing with floors. They'll feel dry and they'll look dry, but the paint and the wax has to cure, and then it's very durable. Okay, so kind of looking at this in the light, and sometimes you have to kind of tip it a little bit. It looks great. I don't think I've missed any spots. You can see a little bit of a sheen. Some of this will go away as it dries. It will leave a slight sheen, but it's going to be very durable. It's going to be very pliable. I'll be able to roll this up and store it if I decide to put it away for a while. Cleaning, damp mop, sweep. I've got these in my home. I've got little ones that I made that my cats water and food disher on. I've got one on my counter. That's my coffee station. I've dumped coffee on it. We've spilled it. My husband's had it sitting in water. I mean, it's really durable. So now, floor cloths, one thing I want to say about floor cloths in general, when you put them in your home, they've got to be on a flat surface. You can't use a floor cloth on carpet. You walk on it with heels and it's going to poke through. So it's got to be on tile, wood floors, anything that's pretty, you know, flat and hard. And you might want to put a little non-skid thing on the back so they don't slide. But these are going to stay, especially quality floor cloths like this. This is going to stay flat, not roll up. You don't want it to roll up. And that's the sign of cheap canvas. Before I started buying from Lisa, I would buy from craft stores, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. There's a product, I think it's called Frederick's, and they make canvas. And it's a good place to start if you buy one of their canvas floor cloths. For my beginning, when I first started learning, it was fine, but it's very thin canvas, and the edges would roll up, and they would crack and split, and it just wasn't very durable. This is very, very durable. So that's pretty much how you use the floor lacquer. That will dry, and then before I do the next coat, I'll do my little roller thing again, because there'll be more dust settling on it, I'm sure. And then I'll roll on the other coat, and I'll roll the second coat tomorrow on this direction. That way I know I've got full coverage. And I might even put 3 coats if it's going to be a high traffic area, but very easy to maintain. So this is my preferred material to use for floor cloths. You can use the back sides of vinyl flooring. Find a design that's not very bumpy, that's pretty plain, and just have it cut at a, you know, go to a flooring store and they've got remnant pieces, and lots of times they'll cut them for you. Flip it over and paint on the back side. Don't paint on the design linoleum side. That works really well. So if Tina wants to come over, Tina, you want to head to the ones on the floor? Head that way. You get a little tour of the shop. Go ahead. There's our effects, a little plug, shameless plug. Okay, so right here, see the compass rose? That's a canvas one that I did. Let's see. I did this one in 2009. And look how great that looks. Looks great. Everybody's been walking on it for 3 years. Very durable. And that's just the same product as I'm painting on. Over here, this is the Rockland floor cloth. Rockland, they're the company that make the blackout shades, and they make a product called all-purpose floor cloth, and this is the heavy duty. If you look at it, it's not cloth really, fabric, it's not canvas, it's really, really tough. You can cut it, this is just cut with a scissor. I buy it on a bolt, you can cut it with a scissor. You can make the carpets any shape you want. It takes the paint beautifully, it takes the lacquer beautifully. And again, this one I think I did, is there a date on it? Yeah, I did this one in 2006. So look how old this one is, and it's still beautiful. So have some fun with it. Go to your local stockist, and you want to put me in there? Hi guys! So go to your local stockist, tell him or her that you want to paint a floor cloth, you want to have them tell you about Annie's floor lacquer and show you how to use it, and another world will open up for you. So go have some fun with it. Bye guys. That's a lot of information.
Man, you're not kidding.